Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Thoughts, Feelings, Emotions Presents The Big One. I am your host, Daniel Frankham, and we're joined, as always, by the literal embodiment of the DCEU, Dan!
What was that intro?
Your favorite. You're everyone's favorite DCEU fanboy.
Yeah, ignore the fact I've only just seen one of them this morning to do this episode.
Yeah, so we thought with Suicide Squad trailer being released and that being the next of the DCEU films, we'd go and look back at some of the other DC films, also including the Dark Knight trilogy. But we're going to rank them all. But the Dark Knight trilogy is going to be separate. We're going to do the DCEU, and we're also going to include Joker because that is a DC film, but it's not technically part of the DCEU, it's Elseworld, but we're adding it anyway because fuck it, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, do you want to start us off with the first one?
Yeah, so we're starting off with Man of Steel. The first one, 2013, Zack Snyder's first film. The film that I saw this morning.
The film that I thought came out in 2012 because I'm dumb and I honestly thought the DCU started a lot earlier than it did.
No, I really didn't. They rushed this whole thing.
Yeah. Well, you'll see the time difference between the next film and this film. I watched this like ages after it came out. I never watched this in cinemas, and I didn't really enjoy it.
I actually enjoyed it when I watched it this morning. I was like, it's quite enjoyable actually.
It's been a while since I've watched it, but I remember distinctly not loving it, kind of being bored. It's kind of dull, and also like I was kind of expecting because the fanfare over this film was like very negative when it came out originally, because everyone was like, "Ah, why is Superman killing? Why is it dark and gritty? Well, Superman's meant to be a beacon of hope," and I was like expecting something much darker than I actually got.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really think it was that dark, based on what I've seen in later films.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of like it's got good moments.
Like, he only kills at the end, as far as I can remember. He only kills
Yeah.
Zod, but he only kills him because he has to. Because Zod is about to kill innocents, and he's like, "Well, I'm going to kill you before you can kill them."
Well, there's also the fact that he could just fly the cunt away.
Yeah, maybe, but that's not. I don't think he didn't want to do it.
Like you can't write yourself. Like the screenwriters could have written themselves out of that. You don't have to put yourself in the corner. You can write yourself around it. You don't have to have it.
That is true. But probably Zack Snyder wanted Superman to kill some way or another.
Oh yeah, they definitely wanted him to kill. Because this man of steel don't give no damns.
No, it doesn't.
But yeah, what did you think? Because you watched it recently, so.
Like I said, I was quite engaged in the story. I can understand why it could be boring. The start of it is my least favorite way of storytelling, where it's like,
which is
kind of jumping back and forth from the past and the future.
Past, future.
I hate that. It annoys me so much.
I still find his relationship with his dad so confusing because his dad's like, "Don't show your powers, let the world burn," even though he can save everyone. And it's just like, that's not how that's meant to work, because that's not instilling him with the homegrown country boy values that he should have to counteract the real world grittiness. It's just real world grittiness at home and in the real world. So no wonder he's a piece of shit.
I enjoyed his father, his actual father.
Russell Crowe.
I don't know if it's Russell Crowe or Jared Butler. I get confused between those two.
Oh, it is Russell Crowe.
Okay, yeah, I enjoyed Russell Crowe's performance. I thought it was quite.
I think it's. Oh, fuck you! I'm gonna have to look at it.
They look the same. You don't know which one's which.
Yeah,
I think it's Russell Crowe. I think I saw it somewhere else. It's Russell Crowe.
Yeah, Russell Crowe. There we go. As Jor-El, his dad.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I finally know what Kal-El is because I was so confused about that in the Justice League film.
Oh right, yeah, that's his name.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's his actual birth name. Oh, that's nice.
Well, that's his birth name, and then Clark Kent is his alias, technically.
And ironically, I feel like this is more of a Justice League battle than what Justice League was.
Yeah, I do like the fight sequences. They have a lot of impact to them. They actually are like massive fist punching beatdowns of like titans and shit. I do think the violence is like the city destruction is pointless.
Yeah, that's true. It's just like, well, you just killed millions here. Good job.
Yeah, which does set up the next movie, but it's kind of like, well, yeah, there.
Yeah. Also, I think Man of Steel has got the best score.
I could not tell you what the score is.
Oh, I love that Superman.
I always think a good score is like blends into the background and just elevates the movie rather than like being standoutish. Like there's two different ones. I think a good score does that, or there's the like memorable scores, which are the ones I think you're talking about.
I think it's both of them. I think it's both. I think it does elevate it because it's kind of that kind of very quaint tone. It's like, oh yeah, like I don't know. I kind of enjoyed it.
Well, what would you give it out of? What's the scoring system out of 100?
Yeah, we don't have 100 for this one. I think I'd give it like I don't know, like a 74 on
I'm
first
gonna
watch.
give it a 63.
Fair enough.
Because I don't hate it. I think it's above average.
I think it's one of the better ones.
Oh yeah, it's definitely. I'd say it's mid. I think it's gonna hit at the end of this. Moving on, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
So this
2016.
This is the actual first DCEU film I watched.
This was, I think, the second, because I'd watched Man of Steel before Batman, because there was a 3-year gap between movies, so I had all the time in the world to watch it. But yeah, I hated this movie when it came out.
It's awful.
Like, I've watched both versions. I've watched the extended edition and this one, because I'm a glutton for pain and misery. And I don't think
punish yourself.
I don't think the extended one makes it any better. I hate the motivation between like why Batman is fighting Superman. I don't like Jesse Eisenberg. I think
I agree. It's just bad. It's boring. I don't care.
The worst part about it is the fight between Superman and Batman is so shit.
Yeah, it's like the whole premise behind the film is like, why are you doing this? Because you don't like Superman? Like you don't trust him?
Like, yeah, he broke down a city, but then it takes you, 2 years, I think, is after the events of that?
Yeah, it's like, what? It's like...
I know you have time to prepare Batman, but 2 years, man, you couldn't even figure out who Superman's identity is?
Yeah, it's pretty stupid, to be honest. I hate this film.
Like, Batman is meant to be the world's greatest detective. I hate... It's just a lot of these points have already been covered. We are, 5 years after the release of this movie?
Yeah.
Coming out and ranking these. But, my God, it still holds, like, a special place in my... I remember, because I went and saw this in cinemas.
So you were very disappointed or expected? I don't know what you were...
To be honest, I wasn't looking forward to this movie based on the trailers. Because
Not
I
fair
have
enough.
I have quite a good trailer radar in terms of whether or not I think something's going to be good. And from, like, at the same time they were releasing the Batman v Superman trailers, they were also releasing the Suicide Squad trailers. And I was just like, ooh, okay, this is an interesting way of doing this. Like, because a trailer is like, if they have to show you all the best bits, and the rest of the movie is bad.
It's like, well, you've done well here.
Like, you think of Endgame, the trailer for Endgame, it shows you, like, the first 10 minutes of that film is basically all that's in the trailers, except for maybe, like, 1 or 2, like, close-up scenes of Ant-Man running through the debris of the actual final fight.
And yet it's still a really good trailer.
Yeah, but that shows you nothing. But I know it's the MCU and everyone's on board at this point because it's the fucking biggest movie of all time, except now it's not.
Technically said it is, but we ignore it.
It's, and they could have given us nothing, but they, like, it's a well-structured trailer. It does show you everything. And I think the Batman v Superman trailers were just annoying me because they showed you Doomsday.
I feel like a better comparison would be this and Captain America: Civil War.
Yeah. They did end up spoiling the Spider-Man reveal. That was annoying.
Yeah, stupid. But we're talking about DC.
True, but they ruined the reveal of Doomsday. Like,
yeah,
if they just had it to build yeah, but no, they had to, and also he looked like a troll. He looked like
awful.
A hobbit.
So bad.
And then I know he gets spikes in the movie, but then he dies. Like, it was very rushed, and it's like a reaction to Marvel, and it's just too many things, like too many plates spinning, and they dropped them all at the point. Like, maybe one plate is still spinning at the end that gave them the crumb to move on.
But who do you blame for this? Do you blame Zack Snyder or Warner Brothers?
I blame Zack Snyder.
Not Warner Brothers at all?
No, because he had full creative control over this because of the success of Man of Steel, sort of. And Warner Brothers didn't really step in. They step in the next one.
Well, no, but they say what the film has to be. They say it has to be Batman v Superman.
Yeah, but you can make that story work because there are hundreds and hundreds of comic book references, which he loves to take pictures from, and have the shot, but then have none of the backstory as to why that shot is important to people.
Do you not think Batman v Superman could be better if there was a Batman film and a Wonder Woman film before it?
I do believe that they should have done, Like, you don't have to. You can take the dark and gritty route, which is what DC should have done, or like can do. I don't hate dark and gritty. I just want it to make an actual.
Yeah,
reason
actually
for it to
explain
exist.
why things are happening instead of just being like, "Yep, this is happening."
Yeah, and if they'd given the backstory of Wonder Woman, like they'd moved had Wonder Woman first, they'd had maybe Suicide Squad first if you wanted to do that. Have Aquaman, have Shazam, have like a Cyborg film, a Flash film, and all of these other films. Like build the backstory, because that's what Marvel does. They don't bring all their characters in for their Avengers films, and if they do, they then give them a TV series to flesh out their character.
That's true.
Like 9 years later.
Anyway, what would you score it?
-50.
-50. Is that early? Is one of your least favorite films?
Yep. It sat at number 1 of my least favorite films until our next film came out.
I'm not going to give it negative because that's ridiculous, but I'm going to give it like, I don't know, 20.
This movie disappointed me so fucking much. It's like it's a negative just because it disappointed. Like, I was looking forward to it. I know I said the trailers made me like cautious and skeptical, but I was still pumped for this. And I was just like, yes, come on. It's Batman v Superman. It's the big two titans. And it's just a massive letdown in terms of... And like, I know people say that the extended cut makes it better. It really doesn't. It just makes it... Like, it gives some explanation as to why Superman doesn't like Batman, and that's about it.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay.
Because he's actually, like, he goes and looks to what the Batman is doing in Gotham. But that's about it. Because Batman's branding people, and Clark Kent goes and looks over Gotham and asks a man going, hey, why do people hate the Batman? And it's because he's branding people at the moment. Oh, cool. But it turns out it's not even Batman. It's, Lex Luthor's paying... No, he is branding people, but Lex Luthor is the one who's paying the criminals to kill them in jail because they've got the branding.
Yeah.
It's such a complicated plot, and it makes no sense.
Anyway.
And the thing is...
Like I say, we've had enough talking about Batman v Superman now.
You can never have enough.
But we've got to start hating on their next movie.
Oh, boy.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah. What can we say that's not already been said about Suicide Squad? The whole reason this movie is terrible is because of Warner Brothers. Because Warner Brothers got cold feet about after Batman v Superman came out, and they went, oh shit. And they saw the positive reactions to the original trailer that they released, which was fun, campy, like lighthearted, jokey about. And then they got the trailer company that cut that trailer to cut the movie.
Really stupid.
So it's basically just a trailer of a movie, because that's how it's been cut. Like, it's just fanfare of just names. About 20 minutes of just names. Just name dropping people. And like no character backstory, no nothing, just name going, hey, look, this character, they're gonna die. Oh wait, they're not gonna die, because we don't care enough to kill anyone important. What did you think when you first... Did you watch this in cinemas, or did you watch this out later?
I did watch it in cinemas, because I was looking forward to it, because the trailer was enjoyable.
Yeah, and then as the trailers got more and more hyper and ecstatic, again, my trailer radar went, uh-oh, this doesn't look good. But yeah, this is the next after, because at the moment people are campaigning for restore the Snyderverse, and Suicide Squad is the next one targeted in people's minds, because there is a maybe better cut, because it's not going to be all over the place and shit. But
yeah, but
at the moment,
the whole story behind Suicide Squad's still broken anyway.
Yeah, that's we'll get to the end one. But the reason why they're not going to do this, and they're not going to they might do eventually, but they're not going to do it now, because they've got another Suicide Squad movie coming out with the same fucking name, except it's got "the" at the beginning. So they're not going to confuse people by promoting two Suicide Squads at the same time.
No.
Because people aren't going to know what the fuck's going on, and they'll just tank their own sales.
Also,
so
I have
leave
faith.
It for a moment.
This new one's going to be much, much better.
Yeah, I'm still skeptical.
I think it'll be better.
It looks good, but
your trailer radar.
Yeah, my trailer radar is tingling, and I'm kind of like, ooh. It's because it's got Suicide Squad vibes. That's the problem. It's the Suicide Squad, but it's got Suicide Squad.
Yeah, they've got many characters this time. They will probably die, at least.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking for, like, Idris Elba to die in, like, the most ridiculous way ever. I am looking forward to that. But yeah, none of the characters die except like Slipknot, who gets like the worst introduction because he comes out of van, punches a woman, and then immediately gets blown up in like the next scene.
Completely stupid.
Harley Quinn is way too sexualized in this movie.
Yeah.
And I don't like Margot. I love Margot Robbie, but I don't like her take on Harley Quinn.
No, I'm yet to see it. I don't.
It's just annoying, like Valley Girl Harley Quinn.
My favorite adaptation is still the animated show.
Yep, I agree. I haven't watched the other animated where she originally was introduced. I haven't watched that, but that's also a good take, I think.
Yeah.
From what I've seen. From like the clips I've seen of her character arc in that, it's quite good. And that was the original. She wasn't a character from the comics. She was originally created for that show.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Fun fact for everyone.
Great fun fact.
But yeah, Suicide Squad. I just, the plot is so bad.
I also hate how it jumps back at the beginning. Once again, my least favorite way of storytelling is just jumping back and forth.
Who would your favorite character be? Like, which one did you hate the least?
Probably, Deadshot.
Really? I don't like I like Will Smith, but even then I was like, ugh.
It's more just for the fact of his child. Like, he cared about his child and stuff. And that's just a bit more emotional.
I didn't give a shit about that. I was just like, okay, you're not going to shoot Batman because your child's there? You're a bad criminal. That's just bad.
I just thought he had a bit more depth than any other characters. Like, all the characters
because it's Will Smith. Of course, Will Smith's gonna be like the whole thing. Will Smith is not a bad act. Like Will Smith doesn't play bad characters, so of course they've got to give Deadshot like humanity because Will Smith won't play him. Like it's bad. It's just like great, cool. But yeah, the only two characters that get like anything are Deadshot and Harley Quinn.
And Enchantress, technically.
Oh yeah, we haven't even mentioned Jared Leto's Joker.
Oh yeah. Your favorite adaptation?
Look, I will stand by that. From what I've heard and what people have spoken about, he had a lot more to do, and then they cut it all. Now, whether or not that footage is any good or anything, I don't think the character got like a fair shot in that movie and didn't need to be in it. And if they just had a movie, because they were originally going to do a Harley Quinn and Joker movie after this. And I think if they'd given that character a chance to breathe, maybe it would have been good. But as it stands in this film, and in another film that we'll get to, it's terrible.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense.
It serves no purpose in this movie. He doesn't need to be there. He doesn't need to do anything. It's just bad.
It just doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem insane, really.
No, he's a mob boss.
Yeah. I mean, I think in comics, he's still kind of like a mob boss usually. He has like goons.
Yeah. He's been a mob boss in the comics, I'm sure.
But the point is, like, he's completely crazy.
Like he's got a plan, but it's so meticulously well thought out that it seems impossible for it to be like an actual plan.
But this doesn't come across here.
No. All his plan is he texts Harley Quinn, I'm going to get you out of jail. And then he doesn't. And then he goes, I'm going to get you out of jail again. And he doesn't. And then he goes on a helicopter.
It doesn't work. It's not what it's supposed to be. He's supposed to be in that case.
It's such a weird relationship that they have. And it's not shown. It's like romanticized in that film. Like the next...
Yeah.
The film that does it, like Birds of Prey, we'll get to it. But that does a better job at like explaining why she should not be with a mad psychopath. Yeah. Anyway, let's go.
Anyway, score
-100.
Okay.
It's bad. Like it's unredeemable.
I'll give it 11.
I've also watched the extended edition of this movie, and the only things that are in it are a scene where the Joker pushes her into a vat, and then they have a fight outside of a car. That's about it. That's all I can remember from the new editions, and it's still bad.
I think there's still a couple enjoyable moments in Suicide Squad, but I was just really disappointed about it.
I don't remember a single thing I liked, mainly. Like the bad guy we haven't spoken. Well, the bad girl we haven't spoken about. Like Enchantress, terrible, pointless. Doesn't need to. Like it's meant to be like if Superman broke into the penthouse, who would we send? A woman with a baseball bat, a guy who can shoot really well, a guy with a boomerang, a guy who can set fire to shit and turn into a monster guy, a guy with a Slipknot, a girl with a katana. Also, Katana does jack shit in that movie.
That's true. There's absolutely no explanation for anything about that. I hate that as well.
But that actress is really good because she's Kimiko in The Boys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that actress is really good. But they give her nothing in fucking Suicide Squad. So, sucks. And she isn't in the next one, so that's sad. And I'm disappointed. Because they could have maybe done something with that character.
Well, there's only 3 characters that continue on, and one of them has been recast. I think. McFlag was recast, wasn't he?
No, he's the same dude.
Oh, the same guy just looks different.
Yeah, he's got a haircut and he's wearing a nice yellow shirt.
Of course he is. James Gunn for you.
Yeah. So yeah, what are you giving it?
I'll give it 11.
Oh, okay. It's generous.
I brought 100.
Yeah, it's generous.
I once again, there's a couple of moments I liked, a couple of jokes. I think I liked one of the fight sequences.
We're the bad guys.
No, I hate that one. That was awful. I'm on about one of the Killer Croc ones.
Also, it's so weird. She just bashes in a window, steals a handbag, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And it's like, "We're the bad guys." Okay, whatever. Fucking blow her head up. That's still a crime, you dumb fuck. Just kill her. Anyway, we've given our scores. Wonder Woman. An actual redeeming quality in these movies.
Yeah, an actual good film. Has actual good character development. A good story.
Still weird. Yeah. Still weird that she's hung up on the dude, like, hundreds of years later. Or, like,
yeah, but,
later.
we're ignoring that because we're talking about the
film. Yeah. Endings is a mixed bag because it's big CGI fight scene and it's, like, kind of defeats the whole point of maybe it shouldn't have been a bad guy and it should have just been that people are shit.
Maybe.
And that's why she, like, loses faith in humanity because the Germans aren't being controlled by an almighty god. And she could have just, not beaten the shit out of God and could have. I don't know, that's a Warner Brothers footnote. I know all of this. I know it wasn't Patty Jenkins' original intention, but this is all Warner Brothers' fault. We're blaming Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers is a mess for the whole DCEU.
And we'll get to the good, like the best thing that Warner Brothers has produced, but that's because they let one guy do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the characters. I like Chris Pine. I think this is the best Gal Gadot has acted in these movies.
Is that the actress who plays Wonder Woman?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Because she's not a great actress. She's a very attractive woman, which is why she got the role, I'm pretty sure.
Ah, yeah, well, yeah, probably.
Because she looks like Wonder Woman, but her dialogue is a little iffy in most of the movies that she's in. Because she's, I don't want to make that, like, claim. I think she's Argentinian.
Oh, wow, okay, fair enough.
She also used to be in the Special Forces. Oh, Israeli, fuck.
Oh, that's completely wrong.
Yep, but she was in the Israeli army.
Oh, wow.
I learned that recently.
I don't really remember much about this film. I liked Chris Pine's death at the end. I thought it was a good thing. We're going to talk about the second film.
Yeah. I mean, I don't buy their relationship, to be honest.
It's a bit weird how she fell in love with him after being 7 days with him.
Yeah, it's and then, as we said before, gets hung up on him for ages.
Yeah, it's like, wow, that's a bit unbelievable. You met a guy that you like for 7 days. Well done.
And then, we'll get to it several years later, still hung up on it.
Yeah.
But no, overall, I like the action scene. I still think the No Man's Land scene is great. Still makes no sense as to why it's there, but it's still great and epic, and I love that.
Well, I don't remember the Wonder Woman theme in the Wonder Woman film. I think, isn't it similar? No, but is it similar to the one in Zack Snyder's one?
I think it's the same. I think it's the.
Yeah, but I like this version.
I love that theme.
I think this version is the best out of any previous incarnation of Wonder Woman we've seen.
Yeah,
because I'm not a fan of the old TV ones, but I like the rescore of this one. I think that's quite good for it.
I do like that score for Wonder Woman. I'm sad they got rid of it for this Zack Snyder one. Because I just think it bangs, man. It just hits right there.
Yeah, it does. It's good. It is a good track.
Like, it's the best theme that they've done, for sure. Like,
oh, yeah,
definitely. It's the only one that I remember, and that's just because it's so in your face. It's so unnecessary, but I love it.
That's a great one. Also, I think how she got her armor, everything. Oh, I thought it was all fine, that.
Yeah, she steals it.
Yeah, she steals it, of course.
She steals it because she wants to be a good person and go and help. And I still think, though, I know it's comic books and she can't go back to the island because if you leave the island, you can't come back to the island.
But didn't she go back?
No, she hasn't been back.
Oh, I thought she did go back.
No,
Steve.
She's never been back. No, she never goes back. She can't.
I thought she landed on the island with Steve.
No, Steve lands in the ocean. She goes with him, and then they leave.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, he breaks through the barrier, which
Yeah.
calls into question why has no one ever broken in before? Because if Germans and him can get in just by sailing a boat, then how does that work? There's some plot holes, but they don't matter.
Yeah.
Overall,
yeah.
it's a good movie though. I really enjoyed it. Went and saw this one in cinemas as well. Had a great time. But
I didn't see it in cinemas, but
Yeah.
I thought it was enjoyable.
I liked it. I liked it when it came out.
I think we're going to have to watch it again because I don't really remember it.
I mean, this is the one I've watched the most.
I've only ever
'Cause I
seen
mean,
all of these once. Apart from maybe Suicide Squad, I think I've seen twice. Funny enough.
I think I've watched Man of Steel twice, Batman v Superman at least 4 times, Suicide Squad, probably 3 times, Wonder Woman at least 4 or 5. Yeah, we'll get to our next one in a minute, and then I'll tell you how many times I think I've seen the other ones when we get to them.
Right.
But I'm gonna give it an 84.
Based on the fact I can't really remember it, but I think I enjoyed it, I'm going to give it probably about an 80 for me.
Right. Here's the one everyone wanted to get to.
Justice League. Joss Whedon.
It's Justice League.
Justice League, yes.
Joss Whedon's Justice
Oh, this film.
Zack Snyder's Justice League, but rewritten and redirected by Joss Whedon.
And very, very poor film.
Honestly, I did not hate this movie when it came out. I thought it was fine, and then it slowly kind of tainted as everyone started talking about this movie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I thought it was fine. First moment, I was like, okay, it's not great, but it's alright.
It was a vast redirection from what Zack Snyder had put in place and what the rest of the movies were like, but it fell more in line with what Wonder Woman was trying to do.
Yeah. As soon as people
And-
started making comments about this, I was like, oh yeah, this film is actually awful. I don't want to watch it again.
Yeah, I mean, I got bored through it, I think, and I got towards the end, it just goes out the window and it's just atrocious. But honestly, I didn't hate it. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't hate it. I'm not a diehard of this film. I'm not gonna defend it. I'm just like, it was fine. It was perfectly passable. It was a trash, like, Justice League movie, because the Justice League are just, like, assembled. Batman is telling everyone he's Batman, and Aquaman is just shouting it to a bunch of Scandinavian people and going, hell yeah, you're a Batman. And then it's like Barry Allen is still annoying as fuck.
I mean,
in this.
the dialogue was also awful as well, really.
Yep, written by the same dude who wrote Batman v Superman and The Rise of Skywalker, so we all know how those turned out.
Absolutely terrible dialogue. I think one of the worst lines. Oh, it's like when Superman comes back to life, he goes, "Oh, what was it like? Itchy." Like,
What?
Great line there.
All I remember is Brunch. I remember Brunch, where Barry
Oh yeah, the
Allen's sort of
brunch thing as
Batman
well. I
is-
was like, what?
Yeah,
Why you added this in?
but nah, it was fine. Like, I don't think it deserved like I know it was like, it's just
I mean, yeah, the story behind the whole thing is fine.
the story
Once
behind
again,
it is terrible.
Hmm?
The movie is fine. Like the actual story behind why this happened is terrible.
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
movie
yeah,
is
but
fine.
The actual story, what's happening, I think is fine.
Yeah.
It served its purpose. It's a good enough story. Keeps me entertained anyway.
It's certainly interesting. Like it was interesting the first time I watched it, but it gets irritating really quickly towards the end, and I'm just like, ugh. I think physically looking at my watch every time, like going, how is this? What is this? Why? What?
I also thought
What is happening?
the final fight was way short for what it should have been. It's like 10 minutes, I think it was.
Yeah. Well,
I was like, well, you've built up this whole film for like a 10-minute fight.
it still has the same problem, regardless of which version you're looking at, and we'll get to the other one. But
You also
it still has
random family in the fight scene.
I didn't hate the random family. I like the random family.
Why are they there? Why is it only one family? What was the point of
Because
this whole scene?
They were meant to give you stakes as to care, like in the Avengers, where they're saving people.
Also,
'cause it's
stakes of
not-
the whole world isn't enough. No. You have to say there's one family.
No, but you have to show people being scared, because otherwise people don't have a connection and they go, "Oh, it's just mindless destruction." But what I was gonna say is the reason that fight it still has the same issue is it should not be that one-sided once Superman goes.
No, definitely not. It's so stupid.
Because it means there's no point in forming the Justice League if Superman is the only way that you can stop anything.
Yeah, it's like, well,
It has that problem. If Superman is the only reason you can beat the bad guy, and the Justice League can't do it with the help of Superman, and it's not a team, why do you need the Justice League if Superman is the only thing that needs to save anything?
I think, to be fair, actually, I can't remember how it ends in Joss Whedon's version, but the Flash and Cyborg is needed. Oh no, in the actual original one, Superman could have done it by himself, couldn't he?
Yeah, because all it is Cyborg needs Superman's help to separate it. Then they separate it. Then old matey boy is fearful because Superman's there, and then the parademons turn on him, and then they eat him.
Yeah,
because the parademons feed on fear.
Just an awful film, really.
And then they just eat him, and he boom tubes away, and his helmet falls off, and that's it. That's how it ends. They didn't even defeat him. They just scared him a bit.
You also have the problem.
You don't think Batman's shitting himself fighting aliens?
The problem with the whole Ray Fisher situation as well.
Yeah, we'll get to it, but they completely cut out all of his scenes.
And also this
someone pointed this out to me. Someone pointed this out to me. There's an entire sequence where they're trying to cross the bridge, like in that tower thing when they're doing the first interaction with Steppenwolf, and they're trying to cross like a drop, and everyone gets a moment to shine where they show off their powers. They cut from Cyborg, like everyone gets to do it, and they cut, and Cyborg doesn't get to do his little hover thing over, and it's
what?
just. And then people were just expected to think he got over because no one cared. That is the funniest thing to me, is what they did. It's just like everyone gets this moment where Batman grapple hooks across, the Flash just runs, Wonder Woman jumps, and then Aquaman jumps as well, and then it just cuts to the next scene, and Cyborg doesn't get his scene.
Well, Joss Whedon's now in trouble for that one, and I doubt he'll be directing a new film anytime soon.
Yeah. But look, people are getting pissed at me for this score, but I'm going to give it a 25. Because, honestly, it's not terrible, but everything surrounding it is terrible. And I'm subjectively giving it the score of 25, cutting out most of all of the bullshit around it. Because I honestly didn't think it was that bad.
I mean, I think it's better than Batman v Superman, definitely.
Yeah, it's a step. I thought it was better than that. But I remember going, this is fine.
I think I'm going to give it a 40 for me. Yeah, because there's still a few moments. The green goo thing I hate, but whatever.
I liked I know it was a reshoot and it got cut from the other one, but I did like the moment between the Flash and Superman at the end, where it's like, who's the fastest? But even then, it's stupid.
Yeah, because it said brunch, and it was like, why have you added this again?
Yeah, it completely. I just want to see that bit though, because I still think the actual, like, when they resurrect Superman in that fight sequence, it's bad. It doesn't make any, like, they should at least have a chance against Superman. I just think Superman wiping them all out isn't fun. It's not interesting.
Once again, prove the point that you don't need Justice League, you got Superman.
Yeah, and that's why Batman is like, oh, we need to bring him back, because we can't do shit. And we killed the only the entire movie last time. I was like, he's bad because he's causing all this destruction, and he's like a god. Oh shit, we need a god. It's the dumbest fucking point. Anyway, moving on.
Aquaman
to the most successful of all of these films, earning 1.15 billion worldwide.
Who would have thought that would happen before it came out?
This is also the highest grossing DC comics based film. So this beat all of the Dark Knight trilogy movies. This is the movie that made DC $1 billion. This is the movie.
Yep.
It's fine.
Once again, I don't really remember it.
I can tell you most roughly the plot of it. It's basically guy's mom fucked a man in a lighthouse.
Oh yeah, that's it.
And she was a mermaid.
She's the queen of Atlantis.
Yep. He's half Atlantean and half human, so he's the force that can connect both worlds.
And yet somehow he's the strongest Atlantean.
Because of human DNA and whatnot.
Yeah, logic.
His mum is technically dead, and he's going to fuck the princess. Like the entire movie, it's so badly set up, and I hate all that interaction, because it's not a good relationship at all. It's just dumb fucking plot line and doesn't need to be there. I know it's in the comics. Shut the fuck up. It's still bad.
I think it's still got redeeming qualities in it.
I don't hate it. Honestly, before all the Amber Heard stuff came out, I quite liked her character.
Yeah.
And it's hard to separate.
I forgot who the new actress is.
They haven't recast it yet.
I thought it was the woman in Zack Snyder's Just.
No, that's Amber Heard.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's still her.
I thought she was blonde in Zack Snyder's one.
No, she's still a redhead.
Ah, she looked different for some reason. Don't know why.
Color grading.
Oh, right, fair enough.
Zack Snyder loves black, and then he has it light for that version because it's post-apocalyptic world. But yeah, I like some of the action sequences. I think some of them are terrible. I think the Italy one is okay. I don't like the running through buildings and shit. It's kind of
Aquaman.
weird.
There's going to be oceans. I was like, no, can I have a fight sequence on land.
And then the actual ocean fight sequence is terrible because it's just big CGI fish fighting each other, and you can't fucking follow the action. And then they kiss in the middle of a battle as everyone explodes around them. As hundreds of lives are dying around them, they're just kissing, and it's like, what?
Did you not know it's the best DC film out there?
It's the most profitable DC film. I don't know how. I think it was because everyone was like so burnt from Justice League, and then they went, here's a movie that's actually somewhat watchable. Everyone went, oh fuck, we gotta go watch this. But,
yeah. I mean, I think it's quite forgettable, really, the story beat. When was the last time you watched it?
When it came out in theaters.
So how much do you remember from that?
Nothing.
Exactly.
I watched this movie twice, and I don't remember.
I think it's quite a forgettable plot.
Well, yeah. I remember bits and pieces of it. All I remember is the guy who plays Boba Fett is in it, because he's the dad. And
I remember Black Manta being in there.
Yeah, that was a dumb plot line.
Yeah, I was like, well, and then I don't really remember anything else. I remember him trying to get a trident.
Yeah, big creature monster that he tames is voiced by Mary Poppins. But yeah, I'm just blown away that it's the highest grossing DC.
It shouldn't have been,
but it is. And that's crazy. But yeah,
what score would you give it?
Honestly, I'm gonna give it a 45 because I don't hate it. I think it's pretty. I think it's slightly below average, but it's okay.
I think I'll give it 55 for me.
Moving on to wait, when did
Shazam
Joker come? Hang on,
is it not?
I think it might be Joker. I think Joker came out in 20. We're doing this in order of when. Oh no, 2019. So yeah, go on to Shazam.
I thought it was. All right, Shazam.
Woo. I like this film. I actually genuinely like this.
Yeah,
film.
I think it's.
But I like it for all the wrong reasons. It's the so bad it's good movie.
It's meant to be. That's the whole point of the film. It's supposed to be really cringy, really jokey. You have Shazam doing the floss at one point. But that's what the character is, though. It's meant to be he's meant to be a rip-off of Superman.
I know, but that dates it so hard to when it was, and like no one flosses anymore, Dan.
I know, but
it's just
it's such a stupid thing. I think it's good for it.
Yeah, it's dumb wizard chooses a kid to get powers to become Superman, basically. Oh fuck! I got hiccups.
Don't want that.
No, I'm trying to record. But yeah, he then gets powers, beats up a guy in a suit.
Yeah,
who's got daddy issues because his daddy didn't love him. Because there's a bit at the beginning where there's a car crash and then the kid's in it or whatever, the bad guy at the beginning, and it's like a car crash, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
I was so confused at the start. I was like, okay, so is this Shazam?
But it's so hilariously bad how all of this acting is, and I'm just like, what the fuck? This is so dumb, and I love it. And then it just gets even more dumb as it goes on, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then there's more of them, and they're all super powered because he's with a foster family, and they all get powers, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? What is this bullshit?
I do hate how Shazam gets his powers.
What, the dick joke where he's like, touch my stick?
No, well, yeah, that too.
Touch my stick.
But I hate the fact it's just like
me and my friend have the fucking best time with that. It was just like, touch my stick. No, what the fuck? Touch my stick. It's just the dumbest fucking dialogue in the world.
No, but he only gets it because
he fell asleep on a train.
Whenever he's the last one left, like he has to give it to somebody quickly.
I love that. That's the dumbest.
It's like,
it's
so,
like
so the
I'm
kid doesn't
dying.
deserve it, but you just give it to him. It's like, okay.
Well, that's the
Well
thing.
done.
He was meant to give it to the bad guy, but the bad guy didn't get it because the bad guy's a bad guy and went for that little weird orb thing at the end. And it's just like, but then he goes, "Oh shit, I'll prove you wrong. I'll find someone." And then he spends like 50 years trying to find someone. It's like, "Oh shit, no one was good. Hey, you kid, just take it. Just fuck it. I don't want to be this anymore." It's just dumb.
Oh, that's so stupid.
But I fucking love this movie for some fucking reason. Honestly, it's the one I haven't watched much after it came out because I don't want to.
I think it has quite a memorable plot as well, which is for it being bad.
Yeah, it's also got good representation for disabilities and shit because there's a kid in crutches for most of it, and it's like foster family, and you choose your family, you don't have you pick your family. I think his mum problem is dumb. Like his mum just walked away and didn't pick him up, and then he goes and finds her, and it's like, "Hey, I didn't love you. Fuck off." Why the fuck would I care that you have this weird trinket from a carnival that I gave you when you got lost?
Yeah, I was like, well, okay, your mum's an arse.
Yeah. I thought that was great. That's a great subversion. It's like normally he'd find the mum and he'd be like, "Oh my god, fucking hell yeah." But then it's no, you get to choose your foster family. And it's like, cool.
Such good dialogue in this whole film.
Yeah.
Quality.
I still... I think they had to change one of the scenes because they go in to buy beer. And then I think they had to change it to like soda or something because they couldn't have like technically a child going and buying.
Oh,
beer.
it's so stupid, man. Why are these in place?
Because I remember the trailers for this, and then they changed it later on when they released the second trailer. It was like a different cut because everyone got like really outraged that they were having underage drinking.
Oh, how dare they do that? It's gonna promote underage drinking. Not like that's already a thing in America
and everywhere else in the world.
and everywhere else in the world.
Anywhere where you have an age limit to drinking, people are going to drink under that age limit.
Yeah, obviously.
But yeah, no, I really like this movie. I don't know why. It is a terrible movie, but for some odd reason love it.
What score would you give it?
I'm going to give it an 80. I'm going to give it a solid 80.
An 80?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's high.
Yeah, I really like it for some fucking reason.
I can't put that high. I'm trying to think. Do I think it's a better film than Aquaman?
Oh, it's a much better film than Aquaman.
Well, not for the right reasons.
Yeah, but that's the best thing. If it's entertaining enough. Aquaman's boring and dull. You don't remember Aquaman. You remember this film.
That's true, actually. I gave it 65. I can't give it 80.
This film deserved to be the one that made $1 billion because it's just so dumb. But no one went and saw it because it's like the least recognizable character out of all of them.
Yeah, but I don't think that's an argument for not making a lot of money.
Well, if people don't know it, and then it's word of mouth is it's so bad it's good, and you can watch it at home and have... You're not going to sell many tickets, because it's like, oh, it's really bad, but it's really fun at the same time.
Alright, next one up, Joker. Very different film. But the internet loves this film.
Yeah, because the internet loves the Joker, and will fucking suck the Joker's dick no matter what take it is. Whether or not it's Jared Leto's, Joaquin Phoenix's, Heath Ledger's is justifiable, and other blokes who have played the Joker.
Yeah.
But because the Joker is a well-loved character, they'll take anything that involves the Joker and make this also a $1 billion film. Also, it's the most profitable one because it made the most money on the lowest budget. So, it made more money than Endgame, based on profit.
Fair enough. So, I think I'd enjoy this film more if it wasn't
a Joker movie.
If it wasn't a Joker. If it had the exact same
Dan,
plotline.
do you want to know... Dan, do you want to know what movie this is?
What?
Watch Taxi Driver, the movie that this is based on.
Oh, I've seen that film.
But watch Taxi Driver. It's the exact same plot.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, yeah, this plot makes sense. I just don't like the fact it's the Joker.
This was Todd Phillips, because you know Martin Scorsese, man who hates Marvel movies?
Yeah.
That guy directed Taxi Driver.
Oh.
And it is a complete, almost like exact same plot line as Taxi Driver. Because Todd Howard, who directed the Hangover movies, directed Joker. And he loves he wanted to make a film that would trick DC into going, hey, let's make an actual arty sort of clever movie. And then went, let's just rip off Taxi Driver, which also stars the guy who's the host. Fuck. People are gonna get mad at me.
Ah, I forgot already.
It's Robert De Niro.
That's it.
Yeah, he is in Taxi Driver. He is
Of
the
course he
main
is.
star of Taxi Driver.
Actually, out of all the film, I like that scene where he just shoots him in the head at the end.
Yeah, I like the fridge scene where he just gets in a fridge for no fucking reason. It's such a dumb scene, and I'm just like, more of this, please. But honestly, I don't get the love for this film. It's so
I don't
weird.
get the love for it's been a Joker film. If it wasn't a rip-off Taxi Driver and it wasn't about the Joker and it was just another guy going through a mental health problem,
Not have made $1 billion.
we wouldn't have made $1 billion, but I would have liked it more. It's not the Joker, this film. It may call itself Joker, but it's not.
No, it's mentally depressed guy with DC characters in it.
Yeah, it's just not the Joker. The Joker fell into a vat of acid.
Well, there's other versions.
I know there's other versions, but the point is he's
also,
completely crazy.
the vat of acid Joker isn't technically also the real origin. It's one of the origins that he tells.
Oh, right,
There is no definitive origin. That's just the most popular one because it's technically the one that makes the most sense and it's the one that's referenced the most.
It's also
But
the
there
one
is
where they now use for Harley Quinn as well.
Yeah, but there's no actual confirmed origin of the Joker.
That is true. However, this Joker also came before Batman as a child.
Yeah, so I look forward to old because there was speculation that Robert Pattinson's Batman is tied into this universe because that's also an Elseworld one, and I want to just see old Joaquin Phoenix's Joker.
Just give it like a
this
67-year-old Joker.
Just get beat the shit out of by young Robert Pattinson for putting his hands in his mouth like 40 years earlier.
Yeah, I don't like this as an origin story for Joker. I don't like Joker has an origin story. I think that's wrong. It's not.
Yeah,
Joker is a character. It's not. It's not supposed to have an origin story.
The Joker is just a character that you drop into a film to cause chaos. That's why the Dark Knight trilogy works.
Yeah, he's not supposed to be anything. It's just supposed to be there.
He's just meant to be an unstoppable force that meets the unmovable object that is Batman.
Yeah.
And did I say that right?
Close enough.
I think I said the unmovable force meets the unmovable force or object.
So the unstoppable force meets unmovable object.
Yeah, that's the right way around. The Joker is the unstoppable force, and the Batman is the unstoppable thing. Whatever, fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good. I still think it's a good movie.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I think the music score is really good. That's one I actually remember, and like that won Academy Awards and shit. I think Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal is good. I don't hate the character. I think this Joker is good. I still don't think it beats Jared. I was gonna say Jared Leto.
No, damn it.
Heath Ledger. Yeah, I don't think it beats Heath Ledger's take. I think this is a interesting take on the character. I don't love it. I know a lot of people who do love it, and it's perfectly fine. I don't hate it.
Yeah, it's just like I just don't like the fact it's Joker. That's it already.
Yeah. Also, I don't like the fact that it's just a basic straight rip off of another movie.
Yeah, that's true. Now that I know that, it does taint it a little bit.
Yeah. Like, I think Taxi Driver is a good film, and I think this film is good because it's basically Taxi Driver. But it doesn't need to be a Joker movie, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I hopefully agree. It just shouldn't be.
But no, I still enjoy it. I'm going to give it a 60.
I'm going to give it a 60 as well. We actually agree for once.
Yeah. Birds of Prey.
This one.
I like this movie. I don't know why.
On first watch, I was really bored. Actually, this is a film I've seen twice. First time watch, I was really bored. The entire thing, I was like,
I've also seen this movie twice.
Yeah,
Have fun.
Because the first time I watched it, I was expecting it to be a Birds of Prey film. It is not a Birds of Prey film.
Oh no, because the original title of this is not Birds of Prey. They changed it to Birds of Prey after the original.
No, the original one was the original was Birds of Prey. The original one was Birds of Prey and the Fabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, and they changed it to Harley Quinn: Birds of Prey because it's a Harley Quinn film.
Yeah, because they went, oh shit, no one came to see the Birds of Prey because they're not in this movie really, and they're just here for Harley Quinn because of the fact that Harley Quinn is the most popular character out of all of these.
Yeah, and it is a Harley Quinn film. The whole film surrounds Harley Quinn
breaking up with the Joker and having Ewan McGregor being fucking great. I love his character. I'm so sad he's dead.
Yeah,
But I also
so,
love how he dies.
the
'cause
first
he
time
just
I
gets
watched it, I was really disappointed because I wanted to see the Birds of Prey, and it wasn't the Birds of Prey.
I knew it was going to be just Harley Quinn because all of the trailers were Harley Quinn, and it was Harley Quinn with cocaine.
Yeah, but I
And-
was still hopeful, but then, yeah, it didn't happen. Second time I watched it, when I know it's just Harley Quinn, I wasn't disappointed and I could actually enjoy it a bit more.
I think my main reason is that I like this is one for a miracle. I actually kind of like this take of Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn.
Oh, wow, you actually like the take for once.
Yeah, I'm still not super in love with it, but I think it's toned better.
It makes more
And then
sense. It's what the character's supposed to be, more of a free canon. Harley Quinn is actually
Yeah.
supposed to be crazier than Joker.
Yeah, I think she's meant to be more. I think Joker's more unstable. She's more crazy.
Yeah.
And I like the weirder elements of this, and I really honestly love Ewan McGregor in this.
He is
I
great,
think
actually.
he's just
Black Mask?
his black Black Mask. And the Calendar guy, Zaz.
Victor Zaz.
Victor. Yeah. I like
See, I'm
that
not a
dude.
great fan of this version of Victor Zaz.
I liked it because he just peels off a dude's face and a whole family's face, and I'm just like, this is fucking cool for some fucking reason. Because he's just like, the kid sneezes and he's just like, and then Ewan McGregor's just like, ew. It's just, nope, that fucking gross killer. And I'm just like, that's fucking psychopathic, and I love it. I don't know why, but I honestly think Ewan McGregor fucking made me love this movie because I think the fight at the end is terrible, and I don't like how it ends. I don't think they should have killed. But I like the setup of why he's trying to kill her because she's basically riding on the coattails of having the Joker, and then he finds out that the Joker and her have broken up, and he's just like, right, send out 100 hitmen on her and just kill her. And yeah, I think the premise of the diamond is stupid, but whatever.
Yeah.
I generally enjoy this movie.
I think that's
quite
just
bit.
a reason to get all the other ones involved.
I don't think you need the Birds of Prey.
No, it should have just been a Harley Quinn film.
Harley Quinn on the Run would have been a much better.
Yeah, definitely. If it was just a Harley Quinn film, I think it would have been better.
But honestly, for the fact that they had a really good looking sandwich,
The egg sandwich.
yep, and bacon,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
To be fair, it looks quite tasty.
See, I thought it looked disgusting.
To be fair, I don't
I
remember
know it's
it.
meant.
but-
Well, I think it's meant to look disgusting, but she's fantasizing it because he's got like a guy who's like really grossly dressed, and it's like a shitty diner, and it's just
That's
like
true.
all heavily greased up, and it's meant to be like visually looks good, but it's meant to be horrible when you realize everything around it. But no, just for that alone, I'm gonna give this a 70
Ooh, a 70.
because I kind of like this movie for no real reason.
I'm going to give it a 65. I think, to me, I think it's on par with Shazam. So, it might.
See, I think Shazam's a better film, but I do like this one.
Oh, yeah.
I think Ewan McGregor literally is one of the only things that's holding this thing up.
Wonder Woman 84.
1980.
Yeah, I just got a WW 84.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh, dear.
This was an interesting way to end the year. Uh,
I've not actually seen this film, just to clarify for the listeners, but I've seen enough.
I pirated it because it wasn't available to purchase when it came out, and the internet was spoiling it. So I went, "Fuck it, I'll watch it pirated." Fuck you, DC. But it was in decent quality when I pirated it. So
What did you think when you watched it?
honestly, it was fine. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was fine. It's got bad plot, bad character development. It makes no sense. The villain is chewing scenery at all points. The cheetah reveal is dumb, stupid.
Do you not like another CGI cat?
No, because I'd also watch Cats. I am someone who went and watched Cats because I was like, again, a glutton for pain and misery. So I went and watched Cats. Before every cinema in the world shut down. Coincidence? No. Maybe. Who knows? But no. This movie is a real step down from the original Wonder Woman.
Oh, 100%. The whole way that brings Steve back.
Well,
He's
do you
possessing
wanna
another guy's body. Why is he possessing another guy's body?
And then Diana's like totally cool with it and fucks the guy's body.
But she doesn't see Steve. She sees the other guy's body.
No, she doesn't.
No, it's only us
she
who
sees
sees
it.
Steve.
No, she sees it at the basically what happens is she's in like a ball and everything or some event, and then she's wished for like a really vague wish of having Steve come back potentially, or like I wish I'd see him again or something. And then like ages goes by and she's at this event, and then this guy comes stumbling in going, Diana, and it's like I wish we had more time. And then she turns around because no one would ever say that to her. And she turns around and goes, and then this dude's face morphs into Steve Trevor. And then she's like, oh, fuck, what's going on? And then they walk out, and then they're having a discussion, and they're all buddy-buddy because it's Steve Trevor. And then you get a moment where they're in his apartment, and it's like having a good old fun time.
It's so bad.
And then he looks at the mirror, and he clearly sees the other dude's face, and he's like, oh, shit. And then she's like, hey, do you want to have fucking sex? And then they fucking bang.
It's like, technically,
but she also clearly knows that it's not him. But she's just using this fucking other dude's body.
Yeah, there's so many things in this film I just don't like the look of for me to watch it. I hate a lot of the kind of fight.
I think how she learns to fly is dumb, because what happens is she is in a she's in a plane with Steve Trevor.
Yeah.
You may have seen it in the trailers, and it's the invisible jet because she somehow has the ability to make shit turn invisible.
Never explained before.
Would have been useful to know. Also, this film is set years before Batman v Superman and all the other ones. Why not use that power later on?
No. Using it one time only.
Yeah. Also, Steve Trevor should know what the fucking subway system is and a trash can is.
Yeah.
And all of this
but
other
somehow
stuff.
he knows how to fly a nuke jet.
Yeah. Like, there's Man Out of Time, and then there's just badly written Man Out of Time.
This isn't Man Out of Time. This is just nothing. It's just a guy who's got a brain tumor.
Yeah. But the way she learns, she makes the plane invisible, and then Steve Trevor goes, oh, it's really easy to fly a plane. It's just like using the wind and shit. And then feeling the moment or whatever dumb fucking thing he says. And then later on, she's running away, and then she has time to fly about whilst the end of the world is happening, and she just has a little calming, relaxing fly. And it looks terrible because the CGI is really bad in that scene.
Also, whenever Diana runs, it just doesn't look right. It looks like she's ice skating.
Yeah, they did weird things.
Her head doesn't move when she runs.
No.
I think
they did wire work for it, because I think she was trying to go for the Christopher Reeves look, like the early Superman movies.
Yeah.
Like the director. I think she was trying to direct it like an old campy throwback to the Christopher Reeve era of things, and it's just like, no one wants that.
No.
I think the whole sequence at the beginning where she's in the supermarket and whatnot, and she has that fight, and she throws like the bad guys around, and it's all like quirky, goofy, and then she, like the next scene, like literally, she's like bashing her guys around, and then the next moment is one of the dudes is hanging a child over the edge of a railing and threatening to drop it or shoot the kid, and then she's just like, well, this is funny. It's so mishmatched in tone.
And Rebecca wants to become an apex predator.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah. That.
Why?
If anyone wants to watch unnatural dialogue, there's a scene where Kristen Wiig's character, I think is the actress's name, and then she's talking to Diana in a restaurant, and they're just having a nice normal conversation. And basically, all she does is goes, what's it like being you, or something like that, or having friends? I just want to be something. And it's just the most unnatural way to bring up conversation ever. It's so weird. Also, the character's name is Barbara.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Once again, not seen the film.
I just wanted to correct you.
Fair enough. I don't care. I just don't like any of it. Really. The golden armor that's supposed to be indestructible is broken instantly.
Oh yeah, by a cat. Also, she makes she says the line, "I don't own a TV" in this film,
yeah.
And then not like 10 minutes later is she in her house, and she's got surveillance equipment with hundreds of TVs. The suit of armor is just there. That is how the suit of armor that is meant to be indestructible is there. Steve Trevor goes, "Ooh, what's that?" And then she goes, "Oh, well, this was a ancient warrior, and she used to wear this armor to protect all the Amazonians as they ran into the fucking hills to go and play. And
Do you not think that
whatnot.
armor would be useful in other situations?
Yeah, and then she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go." It's meant to be it's meant to be what the black suit in Batman in Justice League is meant to do. It's meant to be a suit that you wear when you're underpowered, and you then go, because Diana's also underpowered because she's losing her powers because Steve Trevor's there. That is the underlying threat of this movie: is she's slowly losing her powers because Steve Trevor exists.
No.
So she has to make the sacrifice to get rid of Steve Trevor, even though it's not really Steve Trevor. Why didn't they just make it Steve Trevor? Why did they have to make it a dude who gets possessed by Steve Trevor?
Also, it didn't make sense for her to lose her powers anyway, because she had to make everyone has to renounce her wishes anyway.
Yeah.
So to have that plot line that she's losing her powers doesn't make sense to
But
read that as well.
it's such a weird message. It's like, I'm a god and I'll get all my powers back, but you, civilian who's lost everything, take your wish away, because the world's going to shit and you don't deserve anything. All you can accept is the truth. Your mum's dead, you fucking bitch. She can't come back. You killed a man.
It is so bad.
Also, they just let the bad guy go. It's like he runs away and finds his kid. Oh yeah, the bad guy's got a kid that he doesn't love, but then at the end he realizes that he loves him.
Yeah, he just appears, doesn't he? Like at the end, it wasn't there
Yeah.
originally. Just he's here now.
Yeah, he's just in a bush, and then the dad knows exactly where he is, even though he left him. It is it's such a weird movie. Like I said, I don't hate it, but there's so many things I don't like in it.
Well, based on the fact, I'm just going to rate it on how much I don't want to watch it.
Which is?
Like 10, probably. I'll watch it if it's free. I'm not going to pay to watch it.
Well, I can always send you the link I used.
Well, I was not going to pirate it, because I don't do those things, but...
I only did it because it's not on HBO Max and it was not available to purchase anywhere else in the world, because why would you care about any global markets, DC? I'm going to give this a 20.
20. I'm gonna give it like a 10.
To be honest, I'm gonna actually no, change it to 15. I'm changing it to 15. I'm dropping it lower. It does. It's such a drop in quality from the first Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it's just so bad. Right, Justice League Snyder Cut.
Well, we've already stated our opinions on the previous TBO.
Yeah, we won't go too much into details on this
Have
one.
your yeah, if you want to hear them, jump back a episode. But overall, have any of your opinions changed since you watched it?
Not really. I think I'm only worried if I get bored by it the second time I watched it. I think I only enjoyed it so much because I haven't seen the first film for so long.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed having all that backstory, but if I watched it again, I'm worried if I get quite bored of all of it.
Well, as people might have heard, I was bored quite substantially throughout this movie. But again, I think it's better than Justice League.
Yeah,
Like Justice
definitely.
League. 2017's Justice League or whatever.
Um,
But I don't think it's quality raises. I think it just raises slightly because it's more cohesive.
I think it's a much better film. It's definitely a much better film. Story's the exact same, really.
Yeah, the story issues that I have with that film still exist because they didn't really change anything because the basic plot line is still there.
No,
It just makes a bit more sense as to why the plot line that bothers me actually is there.
yeah.
Because it's also, I think most of the Cyborg stuff is good. I still think the Flash sucks balls, and I don't like this version. I think the aspect ratio is fine. It didn't really bother me. I was kind of like, meh.
It's free darkness. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's real. It's Zack Snyder's free real estate for black.
I actually,
But no.
because I've watched some clips going for back and forth what the difference is. I've come to like the smaller aspect ratio a bit more. I would still prefer to have a 16:9 for TV release.
Well, it's IMAX ratio.
It's
so
still
it's meant
technically
for
smaller than IMAX, but I do actually get it. I get what he's talking about. But
Well, it's the height difference because you get more height and you get the same width basically in terms of how he shot it.
yeah, it's not actually cutting off the width. It's just add extra height. And I think I actually quite like it in a way.
The thing to me is that the height adds nothing though.
No, but the way Zack Snyder put it is superhero films are about the people.
Because he
The
could.
people who are
There's
vertical.
also going to be releasing a black and white version of this film.
Oh yeah, Yeah.
So if you want to watch it in black and white and red all over,
I think the biggest problem
Why?
with the whole situation is Warner Brothers. They didn't want to have the films in the first place.
No, they wanted it. They got cold feet once they realized that people weren't enjoying it.
No,
and
I
then
mean,
the
like, they didn't have a Cyborg, a Aquaman, a Wonder Woman. Oh, in the first place, to establish those characters. Then you didn't have to
No, they
do it
wanted
in Justice League.
Yeah, but that I imagine if this came out, people would have been somewhat satisfied with it.
Yeah, definitely. But I still
It
think
would
it'd
not
been
have
better.
been 4 hours long.
No, it wouldn't be 4 hours.
It would have been.
And I think
2
it would still
hours.
have those
I
problems.
reckon it would have been the end game length. I reckon it would have been 3 hours long. They would have cut a lot of the fat out.
Yeah,
But they would not have released
2
4.
hours and a half, actually.
But this, yeah.
Saying that on
I-
this film, did I enjoy it the first time I watched it? I did enjoy it. Did I watch it? Did I enjoy it more than most other DC films? Yes,
No.
I did.
Most of them I did enjoy. I think this was like a middle of the road for me. I think this film is better than Justice League, but it's not by much. Dan, what did I say it was? What did I give Justice League?
25.
I'm gonna go 35 for this. I think it's like 10%. Like
See, I actually,
10.
so on first watch, I enjoyed it quite a bit more. But I think I'm not going to enjoy it as much. I've watched it the second time, but I can only judge it on how I enjoyed it the first time. And because I quite enjoyed it the first time I watched it, I'm going to have to give it a 70.
Damn.
I enjoyed it. It's one of my favourite ones I enjoyed.
No, that's fair. I don't hate anyone who loves this movie. If people love this movie, that's cool. I'm just not a big fan of the plot.
Yeah.
And the plot is the same as Justice League. So overall, it's better, but it's not by much because I still have issues with the plot.
Right.
But
we're going to start
overall,
off
if
with,
people like it, then that's fine.
the Dark Knight trilogy, starting off with Batman Begins.
Oh, it's so good. I generally forget how good this movie is.
I want to watch it again. I think I've only seen it once.
I honestly didn't realize there was a Batman Begins.
No, I didn't either. I didn't need it. Dark Knight worked without it, but it's a good film.
Yeah, no. But I think I ended up watching it the same way I watched Iron Man, is watching the second one first and then watching the first one.
That's weird though with Iron Man, because it actually is number 2.
Yeah, I know, but it was the one that was on TV at the time.
Fair enough.
Because I had never watched a Marvel movie at that point in cinemas. It wasn't until 2013 that I did with Iron Man 3. So up until that point, I'd never watched a Marvel film in cinemas. But yeah, no, this I distinctly enjoy loving most of this.
I like Ra's al
movie.
Ghul. I like that kind of
Ra's
reveal.
al Ghul, yeah. I like Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson's great. Trains Batman. Fucking sick.
Yeah, I'm not a great fan of Scarecrow in this film. I think Scarecrow is a bit hard done by a little bit.
I like Scarecrow. He's not.
It's not like dislike the character. I just feel like his character could have had more.
Also, Dan, the little boy that Batman saves on in Gotham, the little blonde kid, goes on to be Joffrey in Game of Thrones.
Great.
For anyone who's listening,
Great facts, thanks.
But there's a little boy that Batman saves and whatnot in when the Scarecrow toxins going around the city and shit. That kid is the guy who goes on to become Joffrey in Game of Thrones. So there you go,
Thanks for that
everyone.
fact.
Go
Everyone
back and
wants to know
watch,
it.
but because that came out in 2005. That's the thing. I didn't even realize.
God,
It's
it's
so
so
long.
old.
Yeah, but it's still good.
But it
still
doesn't
holds up.
feel like it came out in 2005.
No, but I also didn't watch it in 2005.
Well, no, you would have been 7?
Yeah, 7. Actually, no, probably 6 because it came out like before my birthday. Probably. It
Yeah.
would have come out.
It's such an old film. I enjoyed it. I want to watch it again one day.
Because they all go on to HBO Max and they don't go on to like streaming services and you have to purchase them. It's a hassle to try and find them if you want to just watch them every now and again. I might buy the box set or something on DVD or whatever and actually watch all this trilogy. But this is a solid 90 for me.
90? Ooh. Phew.
Yeah, it's a real great film. I just enjoy the plot. I think the water vapor thing is kind of dumb, but I do enjoy it.
I think we'll go 85 for me, probably. Mainly because I only seen it once and I don't really remember it.
Nah, it's justifiable, but it's a good film. Maybe when you watch it again, you'll be maybe.
Ah,
go
probably.
higher. Dark Knight,
Ooh.
fucking great movie.
I do a few problems with Dark Knight. I think some...
The plot is the Joker's plan is all over the place.
Yeah, but that's what Joker is. Joker's supposed to be like that.
Yeah, but the amount of dominoes that have to fall in the right order for it to actually work is astounding. But it's great.
I do have a problem with the whole Batman in all these films, but I can't judge it on The Dark Knight because it's in every single film of Batman I've ever seen.
Is it the voice?
No, Batman's supposed to be.
I love the voice.
Batman's supposed to be a detective, and is never portrayed as a detective.
He's never. Yeah, but he's never portrayed a detective in any of these films.
Yeah, and that's my point.
The only one that
it never happens.
Well, this is the thing that you might like. Robert Pattinson's one because he's going up against the Riddler and he's meant to actually be a detective in that one.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that film.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I was like hesitant, but then I like the trailer first came out and it's just like he beats the shit out of that dude and everyone's just standing around going, "What the fuck? Why is Batman beating the shit out of that guy?"
So, that's how we feel.
But no, The Dark Knight is such a good movie, and I'm so pissed because it was IGN is doing, or at the time of recording this, has done a best comic book movie like tier system like we do, and it's like the knockout rounds, and they put it up against shit, and it lost to Endgame, and I'm like, ugh, I love Endgame, but I think The Dark Knight is much better film than the Endgame.
Yeah, I think Dark Knight's a better film.
Endgame is entertaining. Dark Knight is a better film,
but I think I'd enjoy Endgame more.
See, I watched as a Marvel fanboy, self-proclaimed, I would watch The Dark Knight over Endgame, and I love Endgame. And also it would have made The Dark Knight versus Spider-Verse rather than Endgame versus Spider-Verse, and I think Dark Knight versus Spider-Verse is a much harder decision because if it was Endgame versus Spider-Verse, I'd go Spider-Verse over Endgame immediately, but The Dark Knight versus Spider-Verse is a harder choice.
Fair enough.
But I do have some issues.
Yeah,
but they're not major. They're just slight plot issues.
I like Two-Face as well in Dark Knight. I think that's cool. I like the end where he dies, then Batman's now portrayed as a villain because they think Batman killed him.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, I liked it. It's an imperfect film.
Yeah, it is a great film,
and it is generally tragic what happened to Heath Ledger.
It is. It's true
because that character killed him.
Yeah,
essentially. But it's the greatest portrayal of a character, and he won an Oscar for it. So hey,
that's very true. Anyway, what score would you give it?
I'm gonna give it 97.
97. I think I'd give it 90.
Yeah, it's a bloody great film. One of the best superhero movies of all time, and potentially the best superhero movie of all time. Whether or not I'm in the mood for the Spider-Verse.
And the final film on our list is
Iron Man.
The Dark Knight Rises.
Honestly, I don't hate this as much as everyone else seems to hate this. Because the internet's opinion is it's not as good as The Dark Knight, and that makes it bad. But it's still a good movie. I love Tom Hardy's Bane. It's just dumb voice box, man.
I don't like that version of Bane. I don't like it.
I like it. It's dumb voice box, man. I think the fight at the end is dumb.
Bane's not supposed to be small. He's not a normal man. He's huge. Bane in any adaptation is massive. Why is he a man?
Because it's real world logic. It's not meant to be.
We live in a comic book show.
They don't really, because it's more grounded. Because none of the characters are like larger than life. The Joker is criminally insane, but he's not super insane.
Well, yeah, but that's what the Joker is.
Yeah. But the Scarecrow is an actual scientific logic thing, and the Bane is just a guy with some voice problem.
I don't like this version of Bane.
It's just extreme. I think it's fine. I think it's justifiably alright.
I think there's a lot of points in this film where it falls flat.
Yeah, it's not the best, but it's not as bad as everyone says it is.
No, I think
everyone like rips on it because it's not like it's really hard to follow up The Dark Knight.
I think it's quite a steep downgrade. Not as bad as Wonder Woman by no chance.
I think it falls flat at the end. I think the build-up is good, but the ending is bad, where he's like, I've got to get in the ejector pilot and fly this bomb away, and then I'm magically not dead, and then I'm in the area where Alfred remembers me, and with Catwoman.
Also not a fan of that version of Catwoman.
No, it's not great.
No, I don't like the whole bit about Batman's knee being broken.
No, I think that's fine.
Yeah, but then he just fixes it instantly. It's like, well, why have you got a broken leg in the first place then?
No, because it's old and deteriorated because he hasn't done anything for 5 years or whatever.
Yeah, but still, like, if you could have fixed it instantly, why didn't you?
Because he didn't want to. Because he wasn't meant. He wasn't Batman.
Still, it's like.
But the bat breaking the bat, and the magical rope that the chiropractor dude just snaps his back into place after being broken.
Yeah, that works.
To be honest, I don't think he broke his back. I think he just pulled a muscle.
Probably, but
But
Bane's supposed to be the
it's
guy who
because
broke the bat.
Yeah, but he mildly inconvenienced the bat.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things in this film I don't like. Batman.
I'm not a big fan of Joseph Gordon-Levitt's Robin guy, who's meant to be the cop
Yeah,
that inherits all of Batman's wealth and fortune and goes on to be the guy who's meant to be, I guess, because it's the reveal that he's Robin, because it's like he goes to a place to get like the will of Batman or whatever, and then he goes, oh, maybe it's under my real name, Robin. That's not a real name.
No.
His name's like Blake or something in the movie. I can't remember what his name is, but it's like the guy's name is like an actual name, and then it's like, oh no, it's under my real name. Yeah, John Blake is a real name.
It's so stupid.
And then he goes, oh, it's under my real name, Robin. No, that's your alias name. That's just a hint because they wanted to do the old wink wink to the camera.
That's true. I mean, out of the whole Dark Knight trilogy, I think this is the worst one.
The weaker one.
It's the weaker
but it's
one.
not terrible. I'd say like 77 or something like
77?
that. I'd say high like 60s, like if you want it. Like it's not bad. It's not middle of the road. It's above a 65. I'd say for you at least.
I'm gonna go 62.
Really? Ooh, okay.
I'm just not a great fan of this version of anything. I'm not a great fan of this.
I do think it's
Bane. I
think
don't
it's
like the Catwoman.
I like Tom Hardy's Bane. I don't like Catwoman much. I think there are elements like the introduction to Bane's great, where he's in the plane and he's just pulls off the thing. It's great.
I think Talia al Ghul or Nissa al Ghul. I forget which one it is.
Talia al Ghul.
Yeah, I forget. Okay, there's two of them. I forget which one's which.
Talia al Ghul.
Yeah, I'm
the
not
daughter of Ra's al Ghul.
I mean, I liked it. She came back, but I think it's a bit of a flat thing because Talia al Ghul is still like Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul.
It depends how people say it.
But no, I didn't really like her character. She was, meh. Also, I think the weird sex scene between them is just weird.
Yeah,
because it's like Batman fucks.
Yeah, of course he does. Anyway, that's our list done. Should I give you the results?
Yeah.
And 14th place, I'm going to round up all the scores, by the way, because we've got decimal points. In 14th place, Suicide Squad with minus 43.
Oh, damn.
13, Batman v Superman with minus 15.
Yep.
12, Wonder Woman 84 at 13.
Yep.
Number 11 is Justice League, Joss Whedon at 33.
Yep. So far, I'm agreeing with this.
Yeah. Number 10 is Aquaman at 50.
Yep.
Number 9 is Justice League Zack Snyder at 52.5.
Yep.
Number 8 is Joker at 60.
Yep.
Number 7 is Birds of Prey at 67.5.
Right, yep. Okay.
Number 6 is Man of Steel at 68.5 or 69. So one point off of Birds of Prey.
Yeah. See, I would swap those two, but...
Number 5 is The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, wow. What the fuck?
Number 4 is Shazam.
Okay. Yeah.
Number 3 is Wonder Woman.
Yep.
And number 2 is Batman Begins.
Yep.
And number 1 is The Dark Knight.
Yeah, who didn't see that coming? No, I'd agree with most of that. Maybe Batman and Superman and Birds of Prey swapped, and Shazam and Dark Knight Rises swap. But other than that, I'd agree.
Yeah, I think it's fairly.
But overall, I think the scoring system pretty accurate to what my opinion is.
Yeah, I mean the points between those films you said are pretty close anyway.
No.
So.
But no, hopefully this was a bit of fun for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, don't take this seriously. None of our opinions matter. Like, we're just talking about dumb movies that we enjoy or don't enjoy. And if you enjoy them or don't enjoy them, hey, maybe you make a list and show it to us and we'll go, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. Why are you showing me this? I'll put it on the fridge, sure, why not?
It will probably be a while before we go through this again.
Yeah, we've got a lot of... Well, maybe incrementally add where our things are in prior episodes or in our TFEs when we do our little roundups.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we can add it on the list. Every time a new film comes out, we can add it to the list.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, we'll see you on Monday.
Yeah. See you later.